Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This will take us from the 14th to the 21st, and I'm going to pull an additional guidance card for you before I shuffle the deck. So you've got the Truth Be Told card. This is about straightforwardness in your communications, okay? If you look very, very clearly at this card, this owl is standing on top of a mask. So the mask is about hiding our emotions, hiding our genuine feelings, and Truth Be Told card might be a sign for you, Capricorn, or an omen, an oracle message about there's open communication required. Probably in your relationships, but it's also always with our own self. So, you know, being honest with our own feelings, what we truly want, what we truly desire, what we're about as a human being. That's what Truth Be Told is. But I've already got a feeling there might be a relationship issue going on. Not sure why, but we'll find out in a minute. And I guess it'll be different for everyone because it's only a general reading. So let's see the 6 cards going on for the sign of Capricorn. So you've got the Queen of Swords behind you, absolutely. Truthfulness. And you become a queen by being straightforward and dealing with stuff. The Queen of Swords has got a lot of shadow sides to her, but the shadows exist when we do not stand in our genuineness and when we don't stand in our truth. Because when we shine the light of being straightforward, the shadows disappear. Okay, 9 of Swords going on here with the 10 of Wands. Okay, there's some anxiety going on here. The 9 of Swords is the gift, which is very, very interesting because the Queen of Swords has the power to shine her light on our anxiety. Because it's a gift, it obviously means this 9 of Swords is a part of you that is ready to be moved through. Can I carry on a minute? Yes, and the 9 of Swords is right over the 8 of Wands, which is about communication and expression. There's quite a lot of tension here, okay? And because of the additional guidance card and because of the Queen of Swords, the tension is about authenticity and being straightforward here. There's an awful lot of pushing and pulling, and there's an awful lot of resistance to this. So when we hit big parts of resistance in our life, it's always because there's something very important happening, and there's an awful lot of maybe fear or resistance to going forward. There's no major arcanas, but I really want a major arcana for you. The Emperor showed up, okay? So this might be communication about taking the lead. There might be fear about being in control. That sort of thing is appearing here. Or the Emperor is also an energy about holding back. And it's either you or someone else in your life who's playing out these cards, okay? So the gift is the 9 of Swords. So when the 9 of Swords is the gift, it's because of the Queen of Swords, it's that power to challenge your fear. Because when we challenge fear, we realise the fear is not real. It's basically being in a state of fight or flight about something. What's going on here, Capricorn? What is Capricorn in this state of 9 of Swords about, please? It's definitely an emotional issue because the Five of Cups has showed up with it. I think there might be some fear about a relationship, and really what needs to happen is straightforward. This needs to happen. The Five of Cups is a process card. So it appears when we're in the middle of a change. And the Five of Wands is appearing for you as how other people are showing up. So other people are showing up for you and they are in a state of conflict. So their head's saying one thing, their heart's saying another. And there's this tension going on in your relationships. So this might be your personal relationships. It might be someone that you're really interested in. And obviously these people are appearing for you in a little bit of a state of conflict. And I think that's what's putting you into the Five of Cups energy. It could be with an Aquarius person, okay? If it's not about an Aquarius person, it's about there's a lack of truth and straightforwardness been spoken here. And that is exactly what's building the tension up. The challenge is the Ten of Wands, okay? So the Ten of Wands is that feeling of being a little bit oppressed. So maybe some of you feel this oppression, and that's what's stopping you going forward, to be straightforward, to have a dialogue with someone. Let me carry on, because the central issue is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a very fast moving and very vibrant card about communication and expression, okay? It could be about traveling. It's about very, very powerful, focused energy. But all the cards surrounding it have got a tension with them. And when that happens, it's always about fear that the past is going to come into the future. And generally that's what basically gets most of us to stop. So nothing actually happens and we don't move forward. And the reason why we don't move forward and express ourselves is because of the energy of fear. It is literally a complete bogeyman, guys. The Nine of Swords. I know it doesn't feel that way when our system's been hijacked by stress hormones, but it's a bogeyman. And sometimes, because the Nine of Swords with the Five of Cups, maybe there's been some past disappointments, there's been a lack of communication, there's been a lack of straightforwardness here, and that's how you're carrying these 10 wands, because that's an awful lot of things that have not been talked about. Because the 10 of Wands can be a bit working too hard, but it can also be a bit psychological burdens that we're carrying. And it's definitely to do with some difficulty in a relationship. The Five of Cups is notoriously a grief card, but that's really, really, really not what it's about, because one card follows another card. So it's a card about being, maybe some Capricorns haven't taken action when the action was called for. Maybe, and because you haven't taken action in the past, you've gone into this card of the Five of Cups. Now don't forget, after the Five of Cups comes the Six of Cups. So we move through places, but there's something very, 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 you've got yourself stuck, basically. And I think it's probably because of this energy that's coming through other people. So tell me why the Five of Wands is showing up for Capricorn. Okay, it's with the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups goes forward. He's a very emotionally expressive knight. But this Knight of Cups might be in a state of conflict about expressing themselves. And that is what's putting you in these cards, basically. And it's very funny, before I started doing your reading, I sort of knew that it was a relationship reading. And it's all about, there's fear. coming from other people about expressing themselves, maybe about going forward in this relationship. And that seems to be what's putting you into the Nine of Swords card. And a feeling of everything's hopeless, when in fact, nothing's really hopeless. I'll pull you an additional advice card. The Eight of Wands is about communication. So it's very odd. There's a lot of communication here, but there's a lot of tension within this communication, and you're ending up in the Seven of Wands, and then, yeah, you get to the Six of Cups and the Ace of Wands. I knew it. It's almost like you've got a very, very interesting week ahead. As soon as 2-5 show up in a reading, I know you're in a week where you're just about to open a door. Something new is about to start, basically. All the fives are change, but they're change sometimes through being in a difficult place. Yeah, you got 2 of them. And then I sort of looked at the Queen of Swords and the Truth Be Told card, and I thought there's something not been talked about here. And that's what's creating the tension. But tension is not a bad thing, because it's tension that leads us to step forward, to make the changes. Some people are so scared of change that they don't even, they can't even tolerate being in a state of tension for a little while. So we never get the life that we want, and we just stay stuck. But then sometimes people, we have to learn to tolerate being in a little bit of the unknown, being in a little bit of, yeah, a little bit of tension, a little bit of a Five of Cups when we feel that something that we really wanted has not worked out. Because that's how we get to the sixes. And look where you're going. Six of Cups with the Ace of Wands. Reunion and very, very passionate new beginnings with the Ace of Wands. This isn't about a relationship. This is your energy coming forward. And this energy is propelling you towards some sort of emotional connection here. Or if it's not an emotional connection, it's about going after something that you really want. For some of you, this isn't relationships at all. You're stuck in a job that you hate. And because of our needs to pay our bills, we stay stuck in this job. And we do not venture into the unknown. When remember, it's being in the unknown that we get the life that we really, really want. A life of being truthful, a life of being in the solution and not the problem. But look where you're going to. You're going to the six with this ace. So something big is about to transpire for you. And if you think of any breakthroughs you've had in the past, a breakthrough always comes after a period of being in a little bit of a tense spot. And maybe a little bit of fear, but because it's the unbearableness of that energy that gets us to move. Or else we would all just stay stuck. And it seems to be that's what the week ahead of you is. The Seven of Wands is showing up. I'm someone who actually likes the Seven of Wands card. I think a lot of cards get bad rap for no reason. The Seven of Wands, the door is beginning to open. So it's not like the Four of Discs, which is really about holding back. This is about the door beginning to open. I love it. Okay? And when that door begins to open, is when you start to move towards what you truly want. This reunion and this passionate, this could be sexual, or it could be about just getting your energy in order to manifest some exciting new beginning. So it could go either way. But what I'm picking up is you're hitting a wall of fear. Okay? Oh. But it's when we hit these walls of fear and we go into them and we work with them that we get the breakthrough, which is exactly where you're going. And as soon as I sort of seen your set of cards, I just thought, oh, what's happening here? The Ten of Wands is your challenge, is definitely feeling overworked, overburdened, or maybe some of you are stuck in a set of circumstances that feels oppressive. Actually, I would say that you are, and there needs to be a release from that. But the release is going to happen through communication. Do I think the communication is going to be straightforward? No, I don't, because the other people, their head and their heart are moving in different directions. There is going to be communication, but it's going to be communication still of being in a little bit of period of uncertainty. Do not push anything this week. When something's cooking and something's changing, what we need to do is give it time, because it's the time that gets the issue to change. I want to do an additional card for you. Yeah. So you've got the Star card. This is another Aquarius card. So some of you might be dealing with Aquarius, okay? Or the Star card. First, it's about transparency. Look, she's naked. She's pouring her waters, which means she's trying to express herself. But Aquarius stands for being in the truth of your own identity, okay? I'm an Aquarius. I'm not always there, okay? But we should always be heading towards this. This is also about faith, and having faith and trusting the process. But all these cards are talking about a sort of lack of faith and just being more in the more challenging shadow energy. And the way out of the shadow energy is always authenticity. It's about expressing feelings. Very hard to do, I know. Or this could be someone else's energy that's showing up for you, Capricorn, by the way, because other people bring us our karma for good and for bad. So what I mean is they bring us the experiences that we need to work through. So this might be other people who are playing out the story for you. So it's their anxiety, it's their tension, it's their oppression that is stopping them being straightforward in how they deal with you. But the way to work with this week is to be honest and to look where you're going, okay? And I looked around and the King of Cups is here as well. There's an awful lot of feelings for someone, or vice versa. The King of Cups in his shadow just dips his toe in, okay? But the feeling is real here. But there's a lot of tension in this relationship. Now, Capricorn, how you deal with that is really, really sort of up to you. Earth signs are all about straightforwardness. If I was you, I wouldn't worry too much about the challenging cards, and I begin to look at the Knight and the 8 and the 6 and the Ace, because that's a river that's calling you forward. And it seems to be the difficult cards are the issues about moving forward with this energy. And if it's not for you, it's someone else that's playing out this way, okay? I'll be back next week, Capricorn. Very intrigued to see where this is all going. Loads of love. Bye.